Straight ahead on 12 News, a series of break-ins prompts a police warning.
Anybody can come in, you don't know.
How the thieves are getting in and what you can do about it. Then, police look for a suspect in a Brooklyn Center bank robbery. But first, a winter for the record books. We may be enduring the second coldest January in 30 years. 12 News starts right now. Another day of sub-zero temperatures brought on by the so-called polar vortex cancels another round of classes Monday, with more coming on Tuesday.
In fact, there was no 5-day school week for local students in the entire month of January. Delane Cleveland has more on what this all means for local school districts.
Due to the forecast of severe weather with dangerous wind chills,
a Minnesota winter is not for the faint of heart.
our district will be closed on Monday, January 27th.
It requires a certain spirit to appreciate these conditions. Take, for instance, New Hope weather watcher Steve Reckers.
I get kind of excited. Some people might say that the weather watchers get a little perverse when we get excited about a really cold morning.
He's excited because his measurements have found that this winter could be one of the coldest on record.
It's unlikely to be the coldest. There were some really cold winters back in the late 70s, early 80s. But it might end up being the top 5 in the last, since 1955.
That near-record cold has prompted school districts all over the state to cancel classes, leaving rows of school buses sitting idle.
Generally love winter, and even this is ridiculous.
Superintendent Kate McGuire of the Osseo Area School District says they've canceled classes 4 times this month.
It's a more complex problem and decision than you might imagine.
She says deciding to close schools depends on several factors, such as wind chill temperature and whether buses can function properly and transport students on time.
Of course, we're concerned about a loss of instructional time, but I think even by now kids are getting sick and tired of it.
According to the Minnesota Department of Education, the minimum amount of instruction required for students in a school year is 165 days, or 1,020 hours.
And so as a result of the school closures, we, like other school districts, have now dropped a little bit below the minimum for secondary students.
However, they have not made the decision on whether to make up school days.
This is hooked up to the shelter.
Meantime, back at Steve Recker's house,
Minus 17.4 was the low this morning.
his readings indicate that local schools will have at least one more day to potentially make up.
I'm guessing that they've already set the precedent. I'm sure they'll probably close again tomorrow.
As we went to air Monday afternoon, we've learned that Osseo schools, Anoka-Hennepin, Brooklyn Center, Robbinsdale, and Wayzata all closed Tuesday due to a dangerous wind chill. As for makeup dates, the Osseo superintendent says that decision still requires more research to determine the value of making up those lost classes. Any decision on whether to do that wouldn't come for a few weeks. Mike?
All right, thank you. The cold weather meant another tough morning for commuters who are trying to negotiate icy roads. There were a number of rollovers in the Northwest Metro, including this one just off Bass Lake Road in Crystal. 2 people were trapped inside when the minivan landed on its side in the front lawn of a home. Nobody was seriously injured. Police say in this extreme cold, the road might not look slippery, but suddenly you're driving on ice. The best advice is to slow down, especially on curves and freeway ramps.
A mask over your face might help you keep warm on a day like this, but for a bank robber in Brooklyn Center, it also helped hide his identity. The FBI says a man armed with a handgun held up the Bremer Bank in the 5500 block of Brooklyn Boulevard this morning. He demanded cash from 3 tellers and then ran off. The FBI says he was wearing a black cold weather face mask. There is a reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the suspect. If you have any information, you're asked to call the FBI at 569-8000 or Brooklyn Center Police at 569-3333.
The Hennepin County Sheriff's Department is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Brooklyn Park over the weekend. It happened in the 7300 block of Lakeland Avenue North. The Sheriff's Department says Brooklyn Park police were called to a large fight shortly after 11 o'clock Saturday night. After they got there, several shots were fired. 1 person was injured and taken to the hospital. There is no word on that person's condition. Brooklyn Park Police asked the Sheriff's Office to investigate, and police confirm it's the same banquet hall where a large fight broke out just before Christmas. In that incident, 8 people were arrested. Police are asking Brooklyn Park residents to take extra precaution after recent burglaries at apartment buildings around town.
8 burglaries have been reported at 6 different buildings since November, but there's an easy way to ensure that you don't become a victim. Here's reporter Cassie Bonstrom with the story.
Henrietta Jalla doesn't take any chances. The single mother lives alone and goes the extra mile to make sure no one can get in through her patio door.
Then what I do, there's a latch right here that I turn it and make sure it's locked.
She has quadruple protection, in fact.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're right. I feel most secure that way.
Brooklyn Park police say more people should follow Henrietta's lead.
Very good crime of opportunity that people are taking advantage of in the winter months.
Since November, officers have responded to 8 burglaries at 6 different apartment complexes. In all of the cases, the burglars are breaking into ground-level patio doors. Crime Prevention Coordinator Jerry Gibbs says some of these residents made themselves easy targets.
In the winter months, we all try to take shortcuts because it's cold out or we're in a hurry and it's going to take us a little longer to get places.
Police say there's an easy way to prevent a burglary like this, and all you need is a wooden stick. You place it in the track of your window, and if anyone tries to get in, they won't have any luck. Henrietta uses 2 wooden sticks just in case. She says it's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Does it help you sleep at night?
Oh yeah, I sleep really good at night.
In Brooklyn Park, Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
Police don't believe the same person is responsible for the 8 break-ins. If you have any information or you'd like to talk to a crime prevention specialist, you can call the number you see on your screen. You can also pick up window security devices at any local hardware store.
Families face unique challenges when grandparents or someone other than a parent raises children.
It's daycare again, all the part of parenthood I don't like. It was nicer being just grandma.
According to Lutheran Social Services, there are 70,000 kids in the state being raised by Kinship Caregivers. They can be grandparents, an aunt, uncle, or even a family friend. How to help those families succeed was the focus of an event at Peace Lutheran Church in Robbinsdale this weekend. Organizers say there is a big need for services to these families.
They might have legal needs where they need to take on guardianship of the child and being able to navigate that system. They might need help being able to register for school or to find out what after-school activities might be available, or child care. How to get the child in the correct kind of child care situation.
Organizers say there are growing numbers of situations where children are being raised by someone other than their own parents. Coming up, 2 Golden Valley companies make the list when it comes to the country's best workplaces.
And later in sports, Champlin Park aims for a big win in Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball as they take on Armstrong.
But first, it's your AccuWeather forecast. A business expands in Brooklyn Park and a new one opens up in Maple Grove.
Plus, 2 Golden Valley-based employers get national recognition for being top companies to work for. It's all in a business roundup in this week's Business Matters. Shear Brothers Lumber Company is now operating in a larger space with a Brooklyn Park expansion to this 110,000 square foot facility along 83rd Avenue North.
And this property became available and it was a good fit for us, both in terms of the size of the building and the location.
With many of its customers in the Northwest Metro, the lumber supplier and millwork manufacturer consolidated its New Hope and Champlin facilities into this one Brooklyn Park manufacturing and warehouse facility, and business is good. Revenue was up 20% in 2013, with modest gains expected this year.
And with all of the demand that's out there presently for both remodeling projects and for new construction, that bodes well for our business. We have a lot of opportunities.
2 Golden Valley companies made the list in Fortune magazine's 100 Best Companies to Work For. General Mills came in at number 64, and Allianz Life Insurance Company earned recognition as Minnesota's top workplace with its ranking as 47th on the list. The job survey is based on employee responses to questions about job satisfaction, camaraderie, and management's credibility.
We just
thought that this was a great location. It's a newer concept, and hopefully the people of Maple Grove will appreciate it.
A taste of the Southwest has rolled into Maple Grove with the opening of Rusty Taco. The Dallas-based fast casual franchise specializes in authentic street-style tacos with a soft corn tortilla.
I mean, there's taco joints everywhere down in Dallas, and up here, it's kind of actually been a learning curve for people in Minnesota.
No hard-shell tacos with lettuce and sour cream here. Think 13 different soft-shell taco combinations, from pork and fish to shrimp and brisket.
We make everything in-house, so we roast our own meats. Our brisket is a 17-hour slow roast. Our pork is a 9-hour slow roast.
Rusty Taco gets its name from its founder, Rusty Fenton. The taco shop also has locations in St. Paul and Minneapolis. Coming up, how you can have a fun night and help classrooms get those extras for kids.
And up next in sports, Park Center shoots for a key win in girls basketball. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. John Jacobson with sports now, and boy, it's been a good year for Champlin Park boys basketball. Better than expected, or did they know it?
Well, they had a lot of good players coming back this year. I think anytime you start 17-1, maybe it's a little better than what you would have expected, but they're certainly playing a terrific ball right now. Champlin Park leads Osseo by a game and a half in the race for first place in Northwest Suburban Conference boys hoops. The Rebels played the league's other top contender, Armstrong, on Friday night. Rebels senior Brendan Witt drives from the top of the key and scores to break an early 11-all tie. Champlin Park's Jeremy Johnson rebounds the Falcons' missed shot and starts the break. He feeds J.T. Gibson for the layup to put the Rebels up by 7. Armstrong scores the next 6 points, including 2 here on the drive by Jerome Dixon to make it a 22-21 game. Ryan Casperson had a nice game for the Falcons. The 6'5" senior scored 19 points. After that bucket, though, the Rebels go on a 12-1 run that includes a steal and a dunk for Johnson here. The Rebels are up 11. Champlin Park shoots the 3 ball well. Marty Hill knocks down one of his team's 10 in the game to help the Rebels to a 13-point lead. Second half, and a quick first step by J.T. Gibson gets him to the basket for the hoop +1. All 5 Rebels starters score at least 11 points in the game. Champlin Park wins 95-76. They play at Osseo Thursday. First place was on the line in Northwest Suburban girls basketball, too. Park Center looked to knock off league leader Centennial, the only team to beat the Pirates in conference play. Pirates are on their home court for the rematch with the Cougars. Olivia Peterson threading the pass to Michaela Hayes, and she scores for a 14-7 Pirates lead. Park Center breaks the press here. McKenna Dubois splitting the defender to score, plus a foul. She scores 15 points. Centennial, though, shows why they're a top team as well. Destiny Morris, nice drive to score. The Cougars within 3 points at halftime. Park Center continues to attack, though, in the second half. Kayla McMorris getting by her defender to score 2 of her game-high 25 points. Centennial makes another run. Jill Conrad drives and scores, plus the foul. They're down by 4. Conrad leads the Cougars with 22. Park Center, though, is relentless. Hannah Shaw bouncing it to Hayes for the layup. Park Center's up 9 at 57-48. They score a big win, knocking off Centennial, 72-62. After a solid start in non-conference play, Armstrong's boys hockey team has found the going tough in Northwest Suburban games. The Falcons did have a chance for a season sweep, though, of Andover, and they played host to the Huskies, but the Huskies get on the board early. Zach Sitar is turning the D inside out and puts it away for a goal 44 seconds into the contest. Armstrong's top scorer, Cole Gergen, gets a good chance in the slot, but he's denied by Ryan Olson. Falcons are down 2-0 after 1. Second period, Andover blowing it open. Tyler Tomberlin carrying it deep, and the pass to Reese Tolbane for the goal. And then watch this one. Sitar's floating the high pass. Tolbane picks it out of the air and scores on the breakaway for a 4-0 Huskies lead. On a good rush, Tolbane to Tomberlin to Sitar's for the goal, and Andover blasts Armstrong 8-0. 2 local teams were part of the field of the Class AA True Team boys swimming and diving meet Saturday. Maple Grove and Wayzata, both part of the event at the U of M. 200-yard medley relay, Maple Grove's Andrew Wong anchors the Crimson to an overwhelming win, clocking a season best time of 1 minute, 38.67 seconds. Wayzata finishes third. 200-yard freestyle, the Trojans' Greg Arnold finishes fourth in his heat. Wayzata's Isaiah Philstrom finishes seventh in the same race. 200-yard IM, the Trojans' Kevin Stowe swims to a sixth place finish. Maple Grove's Brenner Hohenstein finishes fifth. And in the 50 freestyle, the Crimson's Mike Rollo finishes sixth in the final heat of the event. As we look at the final team scores in Class AA, Minnetonka wins. Stillwater is second with Eden Prairie third. Wayzata comes in sixth place with Maple Grove 10th. The combined Breck-Blake team finished third in Class A. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks, John. School was out today, but a lot of kids were still busy.
Some were busy working for others at Calvary Lutheran Church in Golden Valley. We'll explain in a moment.
We have 12 boxes. Yeah.
Many hands will be needed over the next week to pack food for hungry children in Haiti. Calvary Lutheran Church is hosting a mobile packing station for Feed My Starving Children, which is coordinating getting the food to Haiti.
Here at Calvary, we're responsible for raising $165,000 to pay for the meals, and finding volunteers, about 3,500 volunteers, to pack 750,000 meals.
It's a lot of meals and a lot of hands. Once the food gets to Haiti, other missionary organizations will distribute the food to schools, orphanages, and other places where it's needed. Food packing will continue through the week, and all ages are welcome. If you'd like to help, you can contact Calvary Lutheran Church in Golden Valley. So, if the weather's had you cooped up and you feel the need to get out, there's still time to pick up tickets to the Seven Dreams Education Foundation's first annual Bird Bash.
The event features a local jazz band called I Like You. The band includes a local music teacher. Seven Dreams Education Foundation has been around for 10 years, providing grants for materials that go above and beyond what the Robbinsdale School District budget would provide.
What's really exciting this year about the grants is that we will be giving our 100th grant this spring, which is an exciting milestone for us. And in total, at this point in our 10 years, we've given nearly $200,000 in grants.
The Bird Bash will be held at the Plymouth Creek Center on Saturday, February 8th. Deadline to buy your tickets is this Thursday. So good night to get out.
Yeah, and it's we've been able to go along when they present, those big checks to the teacher, and it's like a surprise.
It's a big surprise.
And the teacher just goes crazy. It's amazing.
That's the most fun to see that.
It is.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you again tomorrow.